Jay here for Stretford, Paddock. That's Joe Smith. He's very happy. This is Paddock Live. And Manchester United are the favourites for the Carabao Cup because City are out, again. They never do anything in the Carabao Cup, do they? They've been knocked out at Southampton. Was it 2-0 in the end? Because I missed the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, City don't like scoring. City have scored 5 goals in their last 6 away games, Jay. They're
pathetic. Like us under Ralph Ragnick. Not good enough.
Worse.
Yeah, so they're out. Forest, I think, are through in the other game as well. So it's United, Southampton, Forest and Newcastle United, yes, in the draw. We're going to have the draw shortly, so we'll be giving that. Let us know, get involved in the comments and the chat what you think about the Carabao. Do you think we're going to win it? What does it mean to you? Yeah, if you want to have a giggle at City ahead of the derby, because let's get it in now, because you don't know how it's going to go on Saturday, so let's get our digs in now.
Yeah, that's the thing. When people say, oh, don't say anything too soon, you don't know how it'll end on Saturday. No, get it in now, because we might lose on Saturday. So what do you want? Us to have never laughed at them? It's better to have laughed and lost than never to have laughed at all. That's what the saying is. So laugh at them now, because we might be crying either way on Saturday, and you not laughing now doesn't make us any more likely to win at 12:30 on Saturday at Old Trafford. So get your digs in.
Yeah, we will give you that update as soon as we've got it. Get your digs in. Let us know what you think about everything in the chat. Whether you think this is it now, we're going to win the Carabao. Is Erik ten Hag going to start his Manchester United career by not only winning the Bangkok Invitational Trophy, whatever it was.
The best trophy in the world.
Yeah.
To see it.
Yeah.
It was a boat. It was a giant galleon that was held by some kind of Asian pop star and Ten Hag at the same time for no reason. Remember when he came on the pitch, that bloke, and he was making all jokes, and no one got the jokes. But that's all that matters.
I remember them steps were very steep. I didn't like that. They were steep. I suffered from vertigo. And my mate who was there with was filming me and mocking me.
That mate was me.
Because there was a bit where there was no railings and I honestly thought I was going to fall.
So let me get this straight, Jay. We've already won the Bangkok's Insurance Cup, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
That's yours.
And that was the first
Jim
trophy.
Bowen used to say, you've got that.
You're going in with that?
Yeah, you're going in with that. That's yours.
Chris Tarrant used to say, but we don't want to give you that.
Yeah.
So we ripped that up in the face of adversity.
Yeah, right.
That was the first trophy on offer to Ten Hag, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Did he win it?
Yes.
Right.
It's what he does. He wins trophies,
The second trophy on offer to Ten Hag is the League Cup.
Yeah.
Have we won, I don't know, every game that we've played in the Cup so far?
I think we have. I think there's a reason we're in this draw, and that is because we keep winning matches in the Carabao.
Jay, we're going to lose in the semis. We're going to lose to Wolves. The draw is coming up. We'll be going over that, obviously, live. As soon as it happens, we'll be announcing the draw of who United play in the semis.
Who do you want?
Thank you for asking. I was just about to ask you the same thing, but you so rudely interrupted me, but I don't mind because City have lost. Who do I want? I think you want the best team over 2 legs, I think. Because I think Newcastle have got the best chance of beating us in a final. Whereas I think over 2 legs, I do think we're better than them. I know they're above us in the league, but when we played against them, I thought we were better than them. And I don't think they've struggled against the teams above them and around them.
Yeah.
They're not really winning those games very often. They're getting draws, which is good. But I think in a cup, obviously, they need to win at some point. I think in a final, Newcastle could do us.
Right.
So let's play them twice. So we've got 180 minutes to pull away. Whereas if you played Forest in the semi and Newcastle in the final, I think there's a chance. I mean, there's a chance that Forest or Southampton could beat us in a semi or a final. I'm not ruling anything out, but I do think that City are the one that, Newcastle are the one that has we need the longest to prove ourselves better.
With Forest, they've just knocked out. Was it penalties with the Wolves games?
Midlands.
Dean Henderson can't play against us, can he?
You say that. But we've had it before where sometimes players play against their host club, don't they, if it's in the contract?
Do they?
Coutinho. See you later.
Oh, yeah, for Barcelona, when was that? For Bayern Munich against Barcelona?
Champions League semi-final.
Like, I'm pretty sure he can't play against us.
No.
I don't think he can. I don't think he can. I'm pretty sure he can.
So that means they've got what?
Which it's a big disadvantage for them because he's playing quite well. Yeah. And I think from what I saw on Twitter, I didn't see the game that I think he saved some of the penalties as well. We've got over almost 6,000 people watching. So if you are watching, hit that like button. I will get into some of the comments.
This is ace.
Everyone, well, Joel's very giddy.
Imagine this, Jay.
Right.
After Rangnick, after Brentford and Brighton, or Brighton and Brentford, I think it was that way around, wasn't it? Imagine we've just lost 4-0 to Brentford.
Yeah.
All of the players are just as bad as they were last season. And last season, they were the worst Man United have ever been.
Yeah.
Honestly, the last 6 weeks of last season, I think is the worst United have been in sort of post-war history. Like, they would just lose every game. It's obviously except getting relegated. But it was relegation form, wasn't it, that we were in after Christmas? Honestly.
Based on nothing other than
stats, Jay.
Yeah.
What, we lost 5 was it 5 or 6 away games in a row?
Yeah, 6 wasn't it? So
right.
I think... Was it? It might have been. I can't remember. We lost 1, didn't we, under Eric?
Okay,
yeah.
So maybe it's not quite as bad as getting relegated, but it was relegation.
It was relegation form.
Right.
You're right. Towards the end of that season.
Okay.
It was only like a couple of hat-tricks from Ronnie and the win over Brentford at home that stopped it being a complete disaster.
So we're in that position. We lost 4-0 to was it Brighton on the last day of the season? Anyway, then we start the next season 4-0 to Brentford. To say since the City 6-3. United have lost 1 game and are currently on an 8-game-in-a-row winning streak. City have just been knocked out of the League Cup, and it's basically their competition, isn't it?
Yeah.
Over the last 5 years.
Yeah. Hey, this is what I mean.
What is it? What's happening?
We have got a good record in the League Cup as well, haven't we? Won it under Jose, 2017, won it a load of times under Fergie as well. Yep. So, you know, we were with Brian McClare the other day. He scored the winner in the League Cup final against Forest in '92. So we have got a good record. We've not always had it our own way. My first final was a League Cup. We lost it to Villa. But that ain't going to happen this time, because this time, Eric's at the wheel. It's going to be all right. Yeah?
I can't believe it.
I've got a few chats. We'll get in some of the comments. Loads of people watching. Hit that like. Let's get to 2,000 likes.
Come on.
Because there's over 6,300 people watching. Jeremy Young has been a member of the first team for 18 months. Says Ten Hag is the only world-class ball manager in Manchester. I agree with that. Also, I want to give you a heads up if you are a member. We've just done the draw for the 12 days of Paddock, our giveaway over Christmas for our members. There's a members video out tomorrow that's going to show you who has won all the prizes we had on offer for the 12 days of Paddock, including that £500 cash prize. So check that video out if you're a member tomorrow. And if you do want to join the membership, please do. There's a link in the description. And if not, keep subscribing or subscribe, or at least hit the like button. Give us something. Come on, man. Help us out.
When's the draw, Jay? How are we looking for the draw?
At the moment, I'm just watching Southampton versus City highlights.
Should we talk about that game a little bit?
Yeah, we can do. We just watched it, didn't we? Watched it with a vested interest, because obviously you wanted City to get knocked out, because no disrespect to Southampton, I'd fancy us to beat Southampton over beating City in the cup competition. Yep. Beat Southampton last time in the League Cup final in 2017. Don't forget, with the old last time winner. City just didn't look great, did they? The only sort of thing is they didn't play all the best players.
So what?
It's not like, I know, I'm just saying, looking ahead to the derby. If that had the strongest team they got to beat at Southampton, you'd think, tell you what, they're going into this derby with the tails down or whatever. Yeah. But you looked at it, he rested De Bruyne, he rested Haaland, he had a bit of a makeshift defence. I'm not making excuses, because they were pretty woeful.
But the good thing is as well, though, is that part of me thinks if all the first team had gone out there and lost tonight, then they would have been really up for it on Saturday. They'd have had that extra, like, we can't lose 2 games in a row. Yeah. Whereas most of them didn't play. I know that they came on and played 25, 30 minutes and couldn't score. But it would almost worry me if Southampton just beat a full-strength City. Because you can't imagine one of Pep's teams losing twice in a row, because that is, typically you don't do that. However, technically, from the start of a game, Haaland hasn't lost this week. De Bruyne hasn't lost this week. Right. Ederson hasn't lost this week. So they're allowed to lose once this week, and it still counts. Right. That's great. That's great news. Just talking about the game a bit.
Yeah.
The first 20 minutes, Southampton, we were talking before the game that we said, if Southampton have a 10-minute spell where they're on top, they have to score.
Yeah, that's exactly what you said.
Eventually, City's quality will tell. They'll push on, they'll get the goal.
The draw's in a few minutes, by the way.
The draw's in just a few minutes, and we'll be covering all that. But they did. That was the thing. 15 minutes in, 20 minutes in, whatever it was, they got that first goal. And then we were thinking, right, they'll sit back now and they'll blow it. But they didn't sit back. They saw the weakness. I love that. They saw the weakness in Manchester City, and they just kept banging on the door.
Yeah, they did.
Until the second one went in. And even right up until the end of the game, I think Spurs, Saints.
You've fully gone, haven't you?
I've lost it. Southampton were just as likely to score a third as City were to score a first.
Yeah.
That was a really poor performance from Man City. Yeah. And it was a lot of just, hopeful crosses into the box for Haaland from De Bruyne. It didn't work, Jay. No. We've seen the blueprint. Get in amongst them and you'll cause them problems, Jay.
Because the midfielders of Southampton were causing problems for City. They couldn't cope with him. And you think, hopefully, if Casemiro's there and Bruno, we can cause them issues. We can. Yeah. The thing at the game of the Etihad was we didn't have Casemiro, did we? He went with, was it Eriksen, Bruno and McTominay, I think. and left us a little bit wide open. We got an injury to Varane as well, which didn't help.
Yeah.
We get at him. Old Trafford would be well up for this one on my birthday, so it's even more reason to get, loud. Do you know what I mean?
Nice.
Hey? Nice.
Let's instead of thinking about the game on Saturday, let's look forward to the rest of the Carabao Cup.
Yeah.
Sort of set up now. So we've got Manchester United, we've got Wolves, we've got Forest, we've got Wolves. We've got Manchester United, Southampton, Forest, and Newcastle.
Yeah.
I don't think you answered. Who would you want in the semi-final?
In the semi-final, I'd probably take Forest. Or to quote Sol Campbell, out of those choices, I'd probably take Villa.
Oh, damn. Almost, it's a bit low-hanging fruit with Sol Campbell.
So, who did you fancy for this one? Belgium or Brazil?
Great question.
I think I'll have to go France.
Yeah. The Spaniards have really impressed me recently.
No, I'd probably take Forest. I don't know, actually. It's 2 legs. Part of me thinks Newcastle over 2 legs would probably be easier than over 1 leg in the final.
Saying, yeah.
Because, like you said, if you get Newcastle in the final, they are playing well. They have got some players that can hurt you. I mean, I know you can say that about Southampton, you can say it about Forest.
Yeah.
I just feel that over 2 legs, I'd fancy us. And if we had Forest in the final, a recreation of the 1992 League Cup final, I'd be all about that.
And the other thing to remember is, this is against my point and to your point,
Yeah.
is that you don't know, we see Newcastle obviously because they're third in the league as the team to beat and the one to avoid almost, or to get rid of in the semis. But as we've seen tonight, there's a chance we could get Forest tonight and Southampton beat Newcastle.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee that Newcastle will even get to the final.
It's a semi-final stage of the League Cup. Obviously, anyone can win it. Obviously, anyone can. It could, you know what I mean? It's not like,
even Tottenham won it.
Yeah, exactly. It's anyone's. But United are favourites.
Yeah.
For a reason.
Yeah.
You look at it, you look at the squad, you look at the teams, you look at everything, the managers, you fancy us. You look at the semi-final over the 2 legs, you think United have got the best chance.
Yeah.
Pats out Old Trafford, we'll do them there. Get a draw away or win away.
Yeah.
Happy days.
Obviously United could lose to Southampton. We lost to Leicester in the FA Cup a couple of seasons ago. We lost to Everton as well, didn't we? I think in a cup. Anyway,
in a cup.
Yeah,
yeah. We've lost to loads of different.
You can
teams
lose to
over
anyone
years.
in a cup.
Do you know what I mean? We've had some horrendous results in the cups over the years.
Do you not to be negative?
And obviously we've won a lot.
Not to be negative.
Yeah.
But is there part of you that now thinks this is like, if we don't win this, people will call it a what's the word? They've bottled it. A bottle job.
It'll just
Will
feel a bit like Ollie's first full season.
Yeah.
We got to all those semis and we didn't get to a final.
Yeah.
Really disappointing. Massively disappointing because it was almost like, it's weird because you beat good teams on the way to those semis. There's one time when we beat, I think, the Scousers, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And get to the semi, but getting to the semi-final isn't really an achievement anymore.
No.
It's not like you go, well, that manager, give him more time, he got to a semi-final.
Yeah, we're not
Moyes got to the semi-final of the League Cup and he got sacked 2 months later.
I completely forgot that.
I don't.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Do you remember the penalties against Sunderland?
No. I blanked that out, Jay.
Honestly, the worst set of penalties I've ever seen. Like I love Danny Welbeck more than anyone, but his penalty set the tone when he skied it. And then Phil Jones took that run up where he seemed to stop running too soon.
He thought the ball was
like I think he thought the ball was nearer to him.
He
than
looked
it was.
at a floodlight and then looked down and he saw a white circle.
And then he stopped running, and then the ball wasn't within reach, so he had to sort of lean to take his penalty. Yeah, it was horrible. But that's not going to happen under Erik Ten Hag. No. I'm going to get in some of the comments. Loads of people in the comments in the chat. Hit that like button as well. Paul Gill says, unbelievable result.
Unbelievable.
And honestly, even if we draw Newcastle, I fancy our chances. Great shows as usual, guys. Up the Paddock, GGMU. If you are watching, there's almost 8,000 of you watching. Hit that subscribe button. There should be a subscribe in the chat. So click on that subscribe. We want to get to 700,000 subscribers by the Carabao Cup final if we're there. Yeah. So with your support, we can do it. So hit that subscribe.
Fucking fantastic this. Who saw this coming?
The Irmston Strangler says, guys, the best show of the week on the best channel. Up the Joes, up the Reds, up the Paddock, up the J's delicious smooth head. The Milk Cup is ours. What do you call it? What's your go-to name for the League Cup?
Ten Hag's Tin is what I call it.
Shut up.
I call it the Carling Cup.
Is that you? Is that you're a bit of the old like the Carling Cup?
You call it the EFL Trophy because you think you're Wickham Wanderers and you're winning that one. What do you call it?
The Rumbelows Cup.
Rumbelows? What even is a Rumbelow? Is that those things on the road that they put out to stop badding?
White goods, Joseph. No. White goods on tick.
Is it right? We're deploying the Rumbelows, and they do that.
Put £5 down, you can walk out of it, and you pay the rest in instalments. I think that's what they did at Rumbelows. I know they sold white goods anyway. The Rumbelows Cup when I was a kid. It was the Milk Cup when I was very small. Then it was Rumbelows. Then it was it Worthington as well?
Worthington, yeah.
Coca-Cola Cup. That was one. That was when I went to see.
Shit, I forgot about that.
It was the Coca-Cola. Then there was the Worthington. Yeah. The Carling. Your Carabaos.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's where we are now.
Beautiful, isn't it? I wonder what it'll be next time.
Hey, who knows? We're just waiting for this draw. I'm just seeing here the highlights from the Forest Wolves game. Forest winning that one 4-3 on penalties.
Fair play to Forest, because they had an awful start to the season. Yeah. And then since the last sort of 6 weeks or so, they've been much better, not losing as many games. Now they're in a League Cup semi-final, which is pretty impressive, isn't it, to be fair to them? Not that I care, but, you know, it's relatively good stuff from them, isn't it? They were a championship team last season, and now they're in the League Cup semi-final. That's pretty good.
Forest are a big club, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. They've won more European Cups than
City,
anyone
Arsenal,
except United and Liverpool.
Yeah, than City and Arsenal put together.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So you got to give them credit. Historically a big club. They bought a lot of players, like you said, in the summer.
Thousands.
Steve Cooper, who Dave Pritt loves and wants to be the next England manager, doing well there, doing bits. So credit to them. And obviously they've got our goalkeeper, aren't they? No one really likes anymore because our interview we gave. Dean Henderson.
That, innit? Oh, City.
Raf BW says,
sad, isn't it?
Do I bet my mortgage on a Weghorst bullet header winner in the final? My name is Raphael, named after the best right back of eternity. Love the pod stream.
Named after the best right back.
Oh right, I'm gonna
best turtle.
I think is there something coming? Is this? Oh yeah, the draw.
Here we go. The draw is happening now. Southampton will play at home against
number two.
Number 2.
Southampton versus
Newcastle. Ooh,
Newcastle.
You got Forest. You got Forest. Come on. Get in!
Is that good?
I don't care. I would have done that no matter who it was, Jay. If it was Newcastle, I'd have said that. If somehow City was still in there, I would have screamed.
So it's Forest first.
Forest away.
And then we know the answer to this one. It's Manchester United Football Club.
Imagine if it was Atletico Madrid again, that Europa League draw where they just kept pulling Atletico Madrid names out.
Yeah.
So United will play away at Nottingham Forest in the first leg and at home in the second leg. Old Trafford, bringing the noise, taking them through to the final. Surely, Jay, give me something.
Do you know what though? That is good. That because if we get past Forest, which is a big if, yeah, you've got either a replay the 2017 League Cup final, Southampton of course, or you've got us against Newcastle, newly minted Newcastle, and I can't stand Newcastle, but they are a big club. Yeah, there's no denying it. Loads of fans. The Geordies will be well up for that because they haven't won a trophy since the Second World War.
Pink slips. Whoever loses,
be absolutely popping off on that one. It's going to be a good one. That
whoever loses has to drop the word United out of the name and swap it with City. Fucking hell. We're going to lose to Forest. And this, oh my God. I'm nervous now. Now I know we're playing, I'm more nervous.
I think we should recall Dean Henderson just to fuck with him.
Bring him back.
Just I know we can't play, just do it just to mess with the minds.
No, because if we recall them, they've got a few days to get a new one in. Whereas if we don't...
Right, but we can't play against him anyway. It's just to mess with him.
We might let you.
That's the only reason you
play if you want.
Just to.
And then on the day they go, change the mind. Sorry, just check the contract. It's not possible. Great. So
I think what this means as well, yeah, because we're in this cup draw now. We're in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. The league doesn't really matter anymore. No. So if City win on the Saturday, no one cares. No. Do you know what I mean? It's all about the Carabao Cup.
When you
do you know what I mean? Like, if you're not even in the Carabao Cup, you're just pathetic. You're not even a big club. You should be ashamed of yourself. Imagine not being in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. Hey, imagine having spent money in the summer and bought in Erling Haaland and not making the last 4 of the Carabao Cup.
Embarrassing.
That's a sackable offence in my opinion.
Honestly, I wouldn't say sackable, but certainly imprisonable.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
mean? Or even imagine you spent 100 million on a striker.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And you think you're one of the greatest Premier League teams ever, and you don't make the Carabao Cup semi-final. Yeah. Absolutely. Klopp and Pep Guardiola in the mud. That's my motto. Loads of people watching, people commenting. Jordan Clark says Little City laughing. Loads of laughing emojis. BMW Racing 1974 says big night for us all. I think he said, sorry. A proud night for us all. Sorry. A proud night for us all. Hit that like button. Over 8,000 people watching. Hit the like. Let's get 2,000 likes. We've also got Adam McCullough, who's been chatting to BetVictor as part of their last fan standing videos. He's been chatting with rival fans. Here's what he had to say.
Although if Spurs beat Arsenal and we lose, we move out of the top 4. Arsenal,
but you're still in the shout, though, right?
Arsenal need to win if we say their goal is to win the league, but I don't think that's their goal. You know what I mean? I think that's a bonus. No, that's a bonus, bro. They can go for it, but that's a bonus, isn't it?
You can't. If you win 14 games out of 17,
their goal isn't to win the league. Let's not play silly beggars.
No, your goal is where you are right now.
From now.
From now, they've got to be looking at the league going, we should be winning this. That's not me
look, we've got to remember this isn't a usual season because the World Cup, really, we're still before Christmas in like games terms. When you were top of the league with Jose Mourinho, no one was running around going, you have to win the league now.
It was Spurs, though, isn't it? Where everyone knew what was going to happen. But there is such a thing as pedigree and there is such a thing as heritage. I do believe in it.
Arsenal haven't won the league for 20 years.
I mean, talk about Arsenal winning the league. They can't even win the League Cup. So how can they win the league?
What do you reckon with all that?
What?
Like, this Arsenal winning the league is not their goal. It's a bonus.
Well, it is now.
Yeah. But do you not think that now they're top? I understand what Macca's going on about, but do you not think now they're top? It's like, we're top. We've been flying. Yeah. Surely, we've got to be in it to win it. We've got to fancy our chances. Especially when City are losing games, getting knocked out of the Carabao Cup, like the pathetic little team they are.
If you're an Arsenal fan and you say to me, I don't mind if we don't win the league, top 4's the aim, I'll celebrate top 4, you're lying. Aren't you? Yes, it wasn't the expectation at the start of the season, but now
if you say,
they will be gutted if they don't win.
If you're a City fan and you say we're in the Carabao Cup, you're lying because you're not.
If you are a Tottenham fan and you say we're in the Carabao Cup, you're lying. Aren't you?
Yeah.
Same as if you're
it's
a Chelsea
big,
fan,
obviously though, like
a Liverpool fan.
They would talk about their big weekend of derbies. We've got City.
Yeah.
Yeah. Early kickoff.
Yeah.
Saturday, my birthday, in case you didn't know.
Okay.
It's the North London derby as well. Spurs versus Arsenal.
Yeah.
This could sort of get people thinking one way or the other this weekend, couldn't it? Because if, say, for example, let's put one out there for you.
Okay.
We beat City. Big if.
Let's put a sausage in the grass.
Despite the fact they lost tonight and they're out of the Carabao Cup.
Forever
this season.
Yeah.
They did play the Rezzies, sort of, for a bit. So, we have to be mindful of that. And they have got a good record at Old Trafford. If we beat them, right, and again, a massive if, because you know what Spurs are like. Spurs beat Arsenal.
Yeah.
You look at that and you go, we'll be a point behind City.
Oh.
Does your attitude towards this season change then? Or do you just still go, top 4 and a trophy, which is what you were saying at the beginning of the season, if memory serves?
Here's what I say.
And I want people to get involved in the chat and let me know what you think.
If that happens,
do you think, are you beginning to think things?
If United,
if you know what I mean.
If United win and Arsenal lose at the weekend,
yeah,
I'd be willing.
Go on.
To say to Barcelona,
yeah,
and FIFA,
yeah,
whoever wins this, whoever loses this tie between us and Barcelona,
yeah,
ceases to exist as a football club. We quit. We call it a day. And whoever wins gets put back into the Champions League.
Do you know what? I don't know why I ask you questions.
One last ride. And if that is the case, Jay, we'll win that tie and we'll win the fucking lot, mate. Quadruple. Premier League, Champions League, League Cup, FA Cup. Yeah? What do you think?
He's fully gone. He's fully lost it, right?
No.
He can't cope, boy.
In all honesty.
He sat through the Ragnick era. He remembers the Moyes era very well. He got all them false stones under Ole, right? He remembers like Jose flattering into the seas. Yeah. He remembers nearly gouging his eyes out under Louis van Gaal with the football that was on display. He's seen Eric Ten Hag come in. He was winning football matches. We're in the last 4 of Carabao, and he's fully gone, and I don't blame him.
Do you know what it is, Jay?
Go on.
And I've said this before, and I'll say it again, but now is the time when you need to say it. You might as well enjoy nights like this. United haven't even played tonight.
Yeah.
But we are into the semi-final of the League Cup. We've got Nottingham Forest, who are currently the lowest team left in the competition.
Yeah.
In the semi-final, Manchester City have just lost a competition that they've pretty much dominated for the last half of a decade or more.
Since 2017, I think.
Exactly.
Obviously, the Scousers won it last season.
Yeah, even if we were winning every season, it would still be the same. But especially when United haven't won a trophy in 5 years, you need to enjoy nights like this. All of this, like, we could lose to Forest, or let's not get carried away. Well, let's get carried away a little bit.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you might be sat here in another 5 years' time going, we haven't won a trophy, and I've been miserable every day for that time. Yeah. These nights that are fun, exciting, good, enjoyable nights as a football fan. Our rivals just lost, which means we don't have to play them.
Yeah.
We're through to a semi-final. Enjoy it. Yeah. Even if we lose to Forest, let's enjoy tonight because this is what it's all about. It's fucking very good.
It is right good. Get involved in the chat. Go over. There's a link in the description to Last Man Standing with Bet Victor.
Yeah.
Let them know what you think. Let us know what you think. Arsenal in a title challenge. What you think about whether Arsenal are going to bottle it and they just can't even be considered in a title race because of the fact they haven't won a title since 2004. Let them know you were sent over from Stretford Paddock. Go and click on the link and say Stretford Paddock sent you and get involved in that chat with Boovy and Adam McCullough and all the rest of it. Just on that, I've got a super chat from Jack Carter. It says Forest away will be so good. Up the effing Reds. One good thing about this, right? Because I fancy us for this. I think Eric Ten Hag can win us this trophy. Yeah, definitely. I believe in that beautiful bald man. If he wins a trophy at the first time of asking, it's straight away it's a monkey off his back. All he was beaten with that stick. Even when we were finishing second in the league and third in the league, and going to semi-finals, he hadn't won anything. He hadn't won a trophy. Norwegian league don't matter. There was pressure on him. Fergie alleviated the pressure in 1990 by winning the FA Cup. I remember it. Do you know what I mean? It was like, okay, he's won something now. He's won a big trophy. It's giving him a bit of patience. The trouble with Van Gaal when he won a trophy, he was already on his way out. Trouble with Jose, he won 2 trophies, and then things imploded the season after the next one. Ten Hag, it buys him a bit of time. If new owners come in and they go, here's a manager who's won things at this club already, has got a good pedigree, we don't need to change the manager. Because that's always been a worry of mine. New owners come in and start doing some stupidness. The fans, I think, are already buying into what Ten Hag's trying to do. The players are trying to buy into what he's going to do. So getting that silverware, it just sort of keeps us going forward the way we are doing under him. And the next step is going to be to win a bigger trophy in the League Cup. I know it's difficult because it's arguably the biggest trophy in world football now.
World Cup, League Cup,
Cup Winners'
Bangkok
Cup, World
Centurions
Cup, Bangkok Centurions Cup. What was that trophy called?
The Bangkok Centurions Cup.
Are you sure?
No.
I don't think it was the Centurions Cup.
It definitely had the word Centurions in it.
What was that trophy?
A team of...
Sorry? Bangkok Century Cup there, the producer Callum says.
That.
So that'd be mad that. Yeah. So win the Bangkok Century Cup and win the Carabao within the space of 8 months or whatever.
When's the last time a team did that? When's the last time the team did the double?
I think that's the double. Remember Jose was on the pitch in Stockholm going 3 because he was counting the community shield, the charity shield. Like I think Ten Hag should be on the pitch at Wembley if we win the Carabao going Bangkok Century Cup and the Carabao. We've done the double, lads, eh? Nice one. Wayne Finnegan, who's been a member of the Academy for 25 months, thanks for your support, brother, says, I admire them both, but era's come to an end. Ten Hag on Liverpool and City. Carabao Cup or not, I'll be crying like a baby if we win it. Do you know what? Yeah. It's been too long on it without a trophy.
Oh, come on.
This is the longest. You mustn't remember any times without a trophy.
Well, it's the longest since I've been alive that we've not won a trophy. I was born in 1993. I don't think we'd gone 2 years without winning one.
Do you know what? Same for me. Because I was born in 80.
Yeah.
And 85 was the next trophy we won. So we'd gone 3 years before I was born without a trophy, or 77, but obviously I wasn't born for that. So this is the longest I've been without a trophy as well. And I always feel a bit sorry. I was chatting about this the other day for some of the younger fans because I can sort of take it on the chin. I've seen us won it all. Yeah. Yes, I am spoiled and that does make it more difficult in a way, but I can be a bit more rational about it. I think if you're a 16, 17-year-old United fan growing up now, or my daughter, my oldest, she's 12. She can't remember She can't remember Stockholm. She's not. No. You know what I mean? She's like
certainly can't remember a league.
Yeah, so she's not seen us win anything. You've got all these younger Reds coming through, like been deprived of semi-final, final here. James Young over in Gdansk, seeing us get to the final, we lose. So yeah, just a bit of silverware.
We haven't won a trophy since I did a YouTube video.
Really?
Yeah, I did my first YouTube video in 2019.
So you're the jinx that.
No, because it'd already been 2 years, dickhead.
We were flying, right? You started doing YouTube videos.
Yeah, we were really good then.
In June 2013. And then since then, we haven't won a title. There's another super chat here, is it? Vinef VS, welcome to the Academy. Let us know what you think about this competition, about Saturday as well. Let us know what you think about the derby. Obviously, it's a big game on the horizon. Ridwan says, Arriva Divisi, FA Youth Cup, Bangkok, Audi Cup, Carabao Cup, quadruple is on. Ms. Rob says, Motty's 42. I'm 43 on Saturday, my friend.
Stop talking about your birthday.
Why?
What are you trying to get? We've got a fucking P.O. box set up.
Yeah, I have. If you want to send me a present, it's...
I like crisps and jumpers.
What's that voice you're doing?
You, but as a robot.
That sounds like Ringo Starr.
I like crisps and jumpers. That's how you talk, mate.
That's how you talk, mate.
What do you think? Where am I from now?
Hello.
Right, this is upsetting, isn't it?
Wait, lover.
Do you think I talk like that?
No.
Right.
I don't know. I can't do your accent. I'm crap at accents. I'm sorry.
I can do yours perfect.
Cash says, you two need your own show on Sky. Funniest duo on YouTube. Keep it up, lads. Yeah. Thanks for that, Cash. I don't think they'd let me and him on Sky. They better let us on here. We on the channel.
Imagine us on Sky now.
Just have a bit of that, you fucking blue knobheads. What? Oh, they've cut us off.
And there has actually, just over to news, there has been an accident. Imagine when you see them. Oh, God, the worst. Oh. Yeah, just something really serious. He will lose the leg. Right. Okay, we'll report that. Jay, stop. You gotta stop, Jay. Something really bad's happened.
Right? Because I feel like this is enjoyable, obviously, because we both lost our minds. When we got to the semi-final under Ole, it was a bit like it didn't feel like exciting in ways because the first leg we got battered, didn't we?
Cold.
The second leg we won, but it didn't matter. Yeah. The second time we got to the semi-finals in the Carabao Cup again, I think City did us then. In the FA Cup, we took basically a reserve side against Chelsea. Gallo up front just never got going. The Europa League against, was it Sevilla?
Yep.
We'd run out of steam.
Yep.
All the players looked goosed, and we didn't really turn up for that game, did we? And it's like there was never as much excitement and positivity and momentum as there is going into this now, where you feel like a new manager's doing really well, new signings doing great. Players who've been here for a little while, like Rashford and Shaw, who are absolutely on fire. Yeah. And it just feels like there's some, I don't know, maybe I'm getting giddy because it's just a Carabao Cup semi-final, but it feels like something's popping off at United now. Yeah. And I've not felt like that under any of the previous managers. Don't get me wrong, there was a time under Ole when we sat on top of the table at Christmas or whatever, I was buzzing. New Year's Day. Yeah. I was buzzing. The time under Jose after Stockholm, I was in bits. It was amazing. Yeah. But I never felt like this is potentially the beginning of something special. Yeah. I kind of feel like this could be under 10 hours. Don't get carried away, it's only been 6 months. But you look at it and you go, seeing what he's doing so far, if you can start winning trophies early doors as well, and we get new owners who aren't the Glazers, who are just parasitic bastards, allegedly, then this could be something good. Yeah,
it does feel like those two, Jose and Ole, did have a little bit of a... Jose less so, but even then, I remember feeling it at the time where it was almost like, we're struggling to keep this car on the road a little bit here.
Well, you're not going to get Jose for 5 years.
No, and that was...
No one said that.
No, exactly.
Me and you spoke about it. I spoke about it many a time, sorry. Me and Steve spoke about it at the time, and we both said, you get 3 years tops out of him, but you win a title within those 3 years. Yeah. That was his MO.
We have to win it in the second year, really.
Yeah, otherwise it ain't happening. Yeah. And that's what didn't happen for us. Yeah. With Ole, it was the caretaker manager bit got him the job, and then the wheels came off towards the second half of that season, which already had you on the back foot, and he kind of got it back a bit, finishing third the next season and second, but there was always question marks.
It felt a bit like someone in a car that was going a bit too fast for him to control, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it was like, oh shit, he's going 250 miles an hour, but inside the cockpit, it's like everything's vibrating.
It's interesting, right? Because in 2017, if you remember, and I'll get to some of the chats in the comments in a minute, so don't think I'm ignoring you. United played City early doors in the Carabao, and Pep played a weakened team, and Jose played a strong team, and we beat him 1-0, I think. And then Pep was doing his thing. I'm so proud of my players. They were superb. They were fantastic. Oh, I'm so proud. They are so good. And then Jose was like, job done, whatever. We went on and we won it that season, right? Yeah. Now, I used to cover City and United for local radio, and I was in the press conference after United had won the Carabao Cup at City. I was at the City press conference. And the journalists were putting it to Pep like, do you regret playing that weekend team? Because United have won something now. They've got silverware. Yeah. They've got a trophy. Jose's buzzing. They've got a trophy. They're, kicking on. You're still waiting for your first bit. And he got a bit aggy, Pep, which he often does. And then you notice, I think they won it the next 4 years on the spin. Yeah. And he always played a strong team when he needed to. He took it very seriously. Yeah. Get that first bit of silverware, and invariably they won the league after that as well. Yeah. So it's obviously, he's a competition that he has put some merit in. Yeah. And it can be a springboard, and that's what hopefully it can be for Eric Ten Hag. You've got a quote there for us.
Yeah, Steve Cooper, obviously Forest manager who United are going to be playing in the League Cup semi-final, has just been told that Dean Henderson won't be able to play, and he responded by saying, "Oh, just thought of that, got me on the spot there. It's unfortunate that has put a bit of a dampener on it." It's obviously a big thing because it seems like when they're losing, everyone piles on Dean Henderson, but when they're winning, people do talk quite highly of him, like he's quite vocal and he's done a good job there. So that'll be a loss for them, which is obviously good for United, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But let's not underestimate the effectiveness of Dean Henderson. Yeah. He's got in there, and yes, they have had a couple of batterings, but they've had a couple of games where they've won by 1 goal and he's kept them in it.
Saved penalties.
Yeah, he's saved penalties and stuff. So he's obviously a very important player for him, and the manager there saying that's put a bit of a dampener on it. Yeah. Steve, Dean Henderson will be fuming. Yeah. He's almost got this weird Dean Henderson. He's got this sort of almost hatred for United because of the way he was treated last season. He gave that interview to Sky where he called it criminal, how he wasn't given more opportunities. So he's obviously, he'll be gutted that he can't play against us. I think he said, didn't he, in his interview that the one club he'd like to beat is United. Yeah. Not in the Carabao, just in general.
He's got proper,
it's weird.
super villain vibes, hasn't he? Yeah. You know, someone who's absolutely in awe of someone, and then they go, "Get out of here, kid." And then they go, "I'll get you, Batman." He's got that kind of I love Man United, and they're like, "Scram, kid." I'll get you, Manchester.
Yeah.
He's got a bit of that about him,
I don't understand, because he's 25.
I think he hates us.
Yeah, he's got years left. He could have gone to Forest, smashed it, come back. De Gea might not sign a new deal or whatever, or Ten Hag might go, you know what, let's have a look at you. But it's like he's just gone, I'm not interested in United anymore. I hate them, even though I've been here since I was 15 or whatever. Yeah. It's really weird. I'll get some of the chats. Said Ahmed in the super chat says, Ten Hag era begins now. Keep up the good work, guys. Thank you. Loads of people talking about we've got Forest and whatnot. Andrew Corbett 96 says he's the villain from The Incredibles. Jimmy Everson says, love Dean, he's doing great. Bigger bag of money next season. Yeah, he's likely to
That's
move
a good point, actually. Yeah,
that's a good point there.
40 million for him. Maybe 20.
Yeah, a few people saying he's like the villain in The Incredibles.
That's
Ducky Momo's dad says Joe is a legend.
Thanks.
Seriously says, is Mark Crosley still their number one then? Pep Guardiola's been chatting, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So he got to say for himself,
so he was
the
speaking
absolute
after the game,
loser.
Talking about the derby on Saturday, he said, if we perform in this way, we don't have a chance. Very Pep, though, isn't it?
What was he saying? You were saying he was talking about some nonsense. He got some tricks up his sleeve, wasn't he?
He's been putting frogs' legs in a big cauldron, Jay.
Yeah, what was he on about?
Read the quote, get the quote. Just Google Pep United Summit, special summit. We'll find it. Right. But basically, Pep Guardiola in the press conference said, I hope that everyone needs to have the right amount of minutes in their legs because I've got something very special.
Ponders ridiculous. Yeah, it says here that Pep Guardiola, this is an article, it says ponders ridiculous plans for Manchester City's derby date at United. And he was talking, I think, ahead of the Carabao Cup game against Southampton, which they lost, in case anyone's wondering. Manchester City now out of the Carabao Cup.
They lost.
Unlike Manchester United, who are still in it, just in case anyone was confused about that issue. So he said, I have a few ideas, thoughts, ridiculous ones against United. But still, I didn't watch their last games.
I must be stopped. They're ridiculous. Who is he, Mr. Burns?
Yeah.
Yes. Ridiculous. What do you mean, ridiculous ones? Everyone's going to wear a party hat. Look at this. They're all going to walk around with little trays of canapes instead of playing football. We're going to play Erling Haaland, but he's going to be in a skip. Hovering above the stadium. What are you talking about? Ridiculous plans. It's just football. Shut up.
He says, I have to see the way they play at home, and if they change something, I still have to review it. That is why I don't have a clear lineup yet against United.
Yeah.
So I don't know what he's on about there. He's just talking
all of
nonsense, isn't it?
We're going to be wearing World War II Russian uniforms instead of kits. Who knows what'll happen?
He went on to say, the game against Chelsea, I made a lot of changes for one reason. How tired I saw some of the players after the game, after the trip. We arrived too late back in the training the day after. I saw the players tired. It also depends on those who didn't play against Chelsea. I would like to arrive against United with the average of minutes in the legs of the players quite similar. Well, that's cleared that up then.
What is the average number of minutes in your legs, Jay?
About 3.5. Yeah, and then I have to have a sit down and a drink of water. A ciggy, yeah. Sit down on a lime.
He said lime. Yeah? He's a big fan of citrus. But yeah, Pep's going to go ballistic. What's he going to do? He's either going to play no strikers or 10 strikers, isn't he?
He always does this, though.
Yeah.
Like, he just talks nonsense.
Yeah.
He does. I asked him once. We did a presser before the derby and asked him about the fans. It was his second Manchester derby. So I said, now you've been at a Manchester derby as a manager, do you understand like what it means to the fans, like the importance of this game? Because let's have it right, it's City's biggest game of their season, isn't it, by a country mile? And he just started talking about Marouane Fellaini, which didn't make any sense to me.
He's the sort of L. Ron Hubbard of football managers. Do you know what L. Ron Hubbard is?
Is that the guy who founded Scientology?
Scientology, yeah. But he's reportedly written more works of fiction than anyone else in history.
Really?
He's written like hundreds of books.
Even more than David Walliams?
Maybe not quite. Maybe he's been past by now. But Pep's like that, where he just starts saying things, and you go, "Oh, this is a new book. This is a new one. Ridiculous ideas. Stop just writing fiction and just play your best team." Why? People always talk about, he rotates. Why don't you just play your best team?
Why are you rotating in the Champions League final, you idiot? Why are you dropping all your defensive midfielders and losing to Lyon and Spurs and Liverpool and Chelsea? Why are you doing that? Why is that clever?
Yeah.
That's just stupid.
Yeah.
John Melia says in the super chat, says, buzzing for my kids to finally see us win stuff, being tough trying to convince them we're still the Don of English football, up the Paddock. 21, he's coming.
We've still got potentially 3 games.
I can only
to
whisper
win.
that, I'm sorry.
We've still got 3 games to win. We still got 2 ties to win here, haven't we? Let's not get too excited.
I mean, it's hard not to get too excited, though, because we've been deprived for so long.
Hard.
We've gone 6 years without a trophy now. We've not won something since 2017. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, God.
That's like an eternity away. That's before COVID was even a thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Come on, man. We can't be having that. We need to put that right. Get involved in the chat and the comments. I mean, we've got a few other stories to get to. But, like, Harry Kane, is he going to come to United?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Love him if he did.
Weghorst is, nice.
Better
one.
happen. If Weghorst doesn't happen.
There's a story in Talk Sport saying we're linked with Kyle Walker-Peters. I wasn't too impressed with him tonight.
He got about 5 times. He did all right. Obviously, they won, so he can't have been terrible. But about 5 times where he got up to Nathan Ake and just went, I'm going to try and shoot now. Oh, you've blocked it. Okay. That was all he had. He just became the kid in the, what's it called? Krusty Burger on Simpsons. Here's your fries, Mr. Simpson. That's who he became. Just absolutely shit it when he saw Nathan Ake in front of him. So he's all right, isn't he? But I'm not bothered.
No,
Man United have added Walker to the list of potential right back
when we bought Wan-Bissaka, we had a list of 2,000 right backs, didn't we?
700. Don't be
700.
silly.
All right then. Isn't that every right back in the world? Do you know what I mean? 700 right backs. Like, what level are you getting to there?
Maybe.
That's like, the Red Lions right back. We've got him on our list.
We were on that.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? The kid
about
at 5-a-side who did all right.
Yeah, there was 8 people lower than us on that list.
It's what I mean. It's like, it's ridiculous. Being on a list for Manchester United doesn't mean anything, does it?
No.
Do you know what I mean? It's not like that means you're going to get bought. We just have these massive lists. I don't know a lot about Kyle Walker-Peters. He's okay. I don't think he's at the level that you'd want for Manchester United. I think if I had a choice of playing Delo, Wan-Bissaka or Kyle Walker-Peters, he would be third in that list.
Yeah, same.
Easily. Do you know what I mean? I'd probably even put Ethan Laird in ahead of him. Maybe I'm being a little bit carried away. Emil Carlson says, Jay, did you give Joe the rest of your old stash? No, it's gone, that old stash. It's just the way he is. He's got Carabao Cup fever.
I've had a big cup of tea and I don't know what's hit me.
Yeah.
But that's really all there is to it. It's great, isn't it? The energy. What is it? What's in me now? Is it adrenaline? What's happening? I'm going to crash at some point tonight. I'm going to walk into the train.
They'll find you in the doorway. You won't even make it home. You won't even make it to the station. You'll do what I used to do back in the day and just sleep on the doorstep on the way to the house. Can't make it home. I'll just sleep. I'll have a pit stop here. I'll wake up at like 5 a.m. by the milkman waking you up.
My old barber, one time he was so off his trolley that he slept in a grit bin. Do you know the grit bins on he's really short. I just opened it, he didn't know where he was, opened it up and just got in the grit bin for the night. Yeah.
I honestly don't think the human race is going to make it,
I love it. I love the human race. Denzel Dumfries, anyone?
He's all right.
Humphrey Dumfries.
He did all right. He's this kid at Inter.
Yeah.
And he did all right in the World Cup, didn't he?
Yeah. Looks all right.
Yeah.
This is if Wan-Bissaka leaves. We might be up for him.
I feel like get involved in the chat in the comments about Denzel Dumfries. I feel like it's a sideways move.
Yeah.
I know the different types of players. I don't think he's massively better than Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I know Aaron Wan-Bissaka had a difficult spell, and going forward there's still big question marks, and he's a lot better going forward. But I think overall, with Aaron Wan-Bissaka, you've got a relatively reliable right back. You could throw him in, and he could be a little bit unreliable.
It's a lot of money.
I don't know. Let me know.
And he's one of these players that over the last 18 months, his value's gone from about 12 million to now we're talking about 50 million.
I'm not paying 50 million for him unless we get taken over by the richest people in the world who just throw money at it like Todd Burley does.
Just some aliens made out of diamonds.
Todd Burley's probably bought half a Southampton team already.
Yeah.
Olamide Olatunji says, Jay's my birthday mate. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Olamunde. You're my birthday mate too.
Sorry, I was just slightly distracted there. Did you just say thank you to yourself?
I don't know what I was doing. I went to say thank you, Olamunde, and then said thank you, Jay. And I don't even know why I thanked him because it wasn't a compliment. It was just him telling me he's got the same birthday as me. So I've got whatever you've got. I think the drugs that you've had have been emanating from you and have now hit me, and I've got Carabao Cup fever, and I'm now thanking myself for chats that are telling me someone's got the same birthday as me.
When someone gives me a present or like says, give me a comment, I just go, thank you, Joe. Thanks for that one, Joe.
Do you ever say something really stupid?
Yeah.
And then think, why did I say that?
Yeah.
What's the most stupid thing you've ever said?
Probably some of the stuff on this video, to be honest. I think I just squealed into the mic about 20 minutes ago. That was pretty stupid. I also said that if we play Barcelona, the team that loses needs to quit as a team, and the other team gets put into the Champions League for the season, and then we're going to win the quadruple. I did say that tonight, so I'll put that right up there, actually, yeah.
Yeah, that was a little bit off key. John in the chat. Good to see John Neal, John Alex Neal, massive United fans. Go to all the games. Big friends of the channel. Sorry as well. They've been supporting us since the full-time Devil days. John says, "What a fantastic draw! Guarantee him and Alex will be there.
Of course.
At the
City ground.
Yep. And then obviously at Old Trafford, that's going to be pumping that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's great. I can't wait for that. Semi-final under Erik ten Hag against Forest, a team you'd fancy chances. Yeah. And then Southampton or Newcastle in the final. There's every reason to think this could be the first one.
United are comfortable favourites now. Yeah. And it's been I'd love to know the last time United were comfortable favourites for any trophy. So, it's just brilliant.
Daniel Aki says, can Dean Henderson play against us in the Cup? He can't.
No.
And apparently Steve Cooper had forgot about that. He's just been interviewed and he said, oh, yeah, let's put a bit of a dampener on things. So they lose Dean Henderson. I mean, doesn't mean we're through. Do you know what I mean? They've still got a lot of good players and they obviously have another keeper who'll come in. But it is a little bit of an advantage. What are you smirking at?
Just because you said Dean Cooper forgot about it, and then I just thought of singing Cooper Blooper. Steve Cooper. I think singing Cooper Blooper to the tune of Super Trooper by
like Cooper Blooper. Right, yeah, I hear that. If anyone's watching, I'm sending you code for help me with my blinks.
Well, that guy,
this is like an SOS message like, yes, Joel's fine and they're treating me really well.
I am fine.
Yeah. Listen, if you can't enjoy it when your rivals lose, you know what I hate? Well, look at you, bitter, sad, what are you buzzing because one of your rivals lost? A, it helps us because we're in this competition and we're in the last four. And B, it's always funny seeing your rivals lose. And C, City always win loads of domestic trophies and it's just annoying. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So it's like when the Wigan beat him in the FA Cup final. I celebrated that like United.
And here's the other thing. We had to wait till the last day of the season last time to say this, but we can say it now. No one is winning the quadruple this season, so no one is surpassing the treble.
Oh, shout.
Fantastic.
Fam. That is it.
It's impossible for anyone to win the quadruple this year, so the treble remains for another season the greatest achievement by any English club. You can stick that'll be alright.
That's a good point.
Do you know what I mean?
Is factual.
We had to wait till the last day of the Premier League season last year to know that wasn't happening because Liverpool could still have won it.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's over. One more year, top of the tree. I mean, City could equal it.
Yeah.
No one's beating
it. No one could better it.
No one can better it. Nothing's better than the treble, baby.
And do you know something as well?
No. I don't know nothing.
Do you want to know something?
No. Oh, yeah, sorry. Makes it better if I say yes.
No one can get closer to the quadruple than we did. Because we went out in the quarterfinals against Spurs in 99.
Yeah.
So no one's going to go, like, if City got knocked out in the semis, they can go, and then they won the treble, they can go, well, we got closer to the treble, the quadruple than anyone's ever got. They can't, because all they can do is equal what we did.
Beautiful.
So we are still the best ever.
The beautiful. The
beautifulest you know
thing you've ever said.
The beautifulest.
That's the beautifulest thing you've ever said, Jay.
Thanks, bro. Yeah. Someone said, Ryan Kelly says Pep is falling apart again. Yeah. Manchester Maverick says, Joe, we can win the quad technically. We can win a quad.
Yeah.
See, I don't like it when people say the treble when it's like the FA Cup, League Cup and the league, because that's not the treble. No, it's a treble, isn't it?
The quadruple is the Bangkok Century Cup, the League Cup, the Europa League, and then...
The FA Cup?
No, not the FA Cup. I want to win the International Cup.
The Fair Play Award?
The Audi Cup.
The Audi
next summer.
Yeah.
But the final has to be less than 365 days after the Century Cup.
Right. I think...
Wrap it up. I've got it.
It's getting worse. Yeah. He's got to go and take his tablets. A big thanks to BetVictor and Last Man Standing for sponsoring the channel. Go and check them out. There's a link in the description. Make sure you say that Stretford Paddock sent you. Let us know whether you agree with what Adam McCall was saying, what Boothie was saying, all that jazz as well. If you're not doing as well, there's a link we put on. There's another link in the chat. It's pinned, in the chat to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. We want to get to 700,000 subscribers by the end of, by the time that United kick off in the Carabao Cup final, if we make it. And with your support, we can do it. Let's not forget as well, United are the only English team left competing in 4 different competitions. So now, United are not just historically the most successful team in England. We're currently the most successful team in England. Yeah? Right?
Beat that.
Yeah.
Hit subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.
These are facts.
Like the video.
Listen,
what a night.
Don't care what happens on Saturday, right? The big one has already been achieved. Yeah? Getting to the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup is where it's at, yeah? If City want to big themselves up about, we're going to win this, that and the other, we're going to win the league, or we're going to win the Champions, no one cares. It's all about the Carabao Cup semi-final.
Yeah. If you're that good, why is your badge quite literally being ripped in half on that thumbnail? That couldn't have happened legally if you were that good.
Why is your manager super glued a scarf to his head?
Yeah.
If he's that clever.
Yes. Why has he got a judge's wig that he's 3/4 of the way peeling off?
Thank you to everyone who got involved in the comments and the chat during this show. Much appreciated. We'll be back in the morning with the news. He's going to be back in his white coat tomorrow. They're going to be back in the morning with the news. Then we'll have the preview for the Manchester derby. We'll also have Howson with a bit of a tactical analysis
How
as well.
we're going to beat Man City.
If you've not done, go and check out Round Our Way, where we had big United fan and former Premier League striker Nathan Ellington on the channel as well. Joe, where can people find you?
Sloppy Joe's podcast. Check it out on YouTube. Latest episode was out yesterday. Where can we find you, Joe?
Yeah, can we put a link to Sloppy Joe's and a link to Scotty and Motti in the chat before we go? Yeah, because we've got an episode coming out on Friday. When did you say yours was out?
Yesterday.
Is it?
Brand new episode. Check it out.
Yeah, you and Joe McGrath. For the watch-along this Saturday, because you're at the game, aren't you?
Yeah.
So who's doing the watch-along?
Joe McGrath. We've got Ryan Hopper. We've got a special guest as well, I believe, haven't we?
Well, we don't know. We're going to see, because we're thinking, aren't we? Right, let us know what you think about this. For a watch-along, would you want to see, on a United City watch-along, would you want to see a City fan?
Yeah. I think it's okay, as long as we win.
I mean,
we can guarantee that.
Yeah, I think it's if you're losing it when you've got a City fan there Saturday giving it.
We'll sort it out. There'll be a watch along this Saturday, so make sure you check that out. We'll be live from 11:30 here for that watch along. There's a link in the chat and the comments to everything I've plugged. Sloppy Joe, Scotty and Motti, subscribing to the channel as well. Don't forget to hit like and share as well. That's been Joe Smith. Thank you very much. Next time we can have a bit more energy, a bit more excitement. Beautiful night tonight, everyone. Tonight. You're a bit depressed. Sorry, I've been a bit upset. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Come on, man. Get yourself up for it. We're in the Carabao Cup semi-final. You're a dirty boy, yeah. That's horrible. You just clock that. That fell out of me at 2-0, that did. Thank you very much for joining us. Enjoy that one. Enjoy it at home. Manchester United are in the semi-final. City or not, we will play Forest over 2 legs. Hit subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in a bit.